We're gonna get started in a minute. Uh, welcome back. Welcome back to Country Cousins Podcast, man. This is your host C. Gill, aka Emmett Piff. They call me Emmett Piff because of the cartoons I created, man. Created this cartoon back in 2016, I think, maybe. Uh, but you know, we having a little fun with it, man. We having some fun with it. Don't mind me. Uh, I'm checking my Facebook and the numbers that this episode did. Let's see. There she go. There she go. What's up, Cuzzo? What's up? I'm good. I'm good. We just getting some pre-episode bouncing in, talking, you know what I'm saying? We changed my name real quick. This is the name of my cartoon I'm trying to create. So I got dude from the 85 South Show. I don't know if you watch 85 South Show, but I got a guy from 85 South Show coming up next Thursday. He's an animator or whatever, you know. He come up with the Roach Motel, whatever like that. So we're gonna do that, man. You know, we're gonna do that thing.
I love it. Watch it. I'm on it.
So, but we ain't gonna talk about that, man. We're here to talk about you. First off, welcome to the show. This is my background. This is not my real living room for real. This is my background. It's the Ninja Turtles secret lair in the sewer. You know, I got different stuff, whatnot. I'm gonna give you a grand tour. This is my couch. You know, made out of Pizza Hut boxes. I got some sushi roll seats right here. My wonderful 13-inch TV back here in the corner, right here. But yeah, man, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Country Cousins Podcast, man. You are my real cousin. Yeah, no pressure. Look, so we're gonna jump it off, man. I want to ask you about growing up in Roper, North Carolina, and I want to ask you about our grandmother, my grandmother, your great grandmother, Carrie, Carter, Gillum. How was it growing up in that area? I mean, in that area, you know.
So, Roper is Roper. That's home. So that's always gonna have a special place. But being honest, it's very under resourced. So, you know, as a kid, you don't pay as much attention to it as you do when you get older. But like just going back there now, it's just like, dang, like I gotta do something.
Yeah.
But growing up was good. Like I was always around family. I'm the youngest grandkid.
Yeah.
Both sides of the family. So everybody it's at least a 6-year difference between me and the next person. So that kind of changed how I grew up. I was always with my older cousins, my older brother and sister, Josh and Jazz. So whenever you saw them, you saw me. But Grandma Carrie, oh my gosh, I miss her so much. It was a blessing to have my great grandmother in my life. Like, going around there every Sunday, literally every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Like I cherish those moments. Like I remember when you were a kid, you like, dang, like, do I really gotta go? Like I just got back from church. Can I chill?
Yeah.
But no, like I enjoyed, going around there, seeing all of our uncles and all of our aunts, seeing Grandma Carrie. She always in the kitchen cooking for all them people.
Right. Man.
Her biscuits, best biscuits ever.
Best biscuits in the world. Man, shoot, I remember going around there on like days after school. it would be me, you, Josh, Jasmine, Adrian, Brian, like everybody. Like, and I'm like, man, and it's crazy because, you know, like you say, we don't cherish these moments. Like, you tell people about it, and you tell people about how on Sundays we would go and it was this big family dinner, and we seen our grandma kill a chicken with her bare hands, and it go from chicken coop to stove. You know what I'm saying? You know, and not only that, but the fresh eggs and the garden. You know, the community garden that where she lived at. You know what I'm saying? Our family had a lane. Lily Lane. It's crazy, man. Like, but when you tell people about it, they don't believe it because they like, man, that's the country. You know, whatever.
I'm just thinking, like, in the summers when we used to all be around there, and Grenade Squabby used to get the picnic tables out, and we would all just eat watermelon till we was full. Like,
yeah, bust the outside the picnic table, man. What? Good, great. So, like, I want to ask you this, man. What made you choose law? Like, what made you choose, you know, going to law school? What made you choose saying, okay, you know what? It's a lot of other things I could do, but this is what I want to focus on. This is what I want.
So to be honest, it's a multitude of things. So like, since I can remember, my mama always watched daytime TV, and so that's when all the law shows come on. So I could just remember like divorce court or something would come on, and I'd be like, I want to be that, the judge. And so, you know, I used to literally take like a clothes hamper and like turn it upside down and like act like put on my mama clothes and act like I was a judge. So I just thought like judges look cool. That was honestly the start. But then like, you know, my parents had a couple run-ins with the law and stuff like that. So that had a big part to do with it too, because I was able to see like the inner workings of the court system and the criminal justice system. I think when I really knew that I wanted to be a lawyer, was when I started working in high school, when I started out as an intern at the law office of Cole Phelps in Plymouth. And his story by itself is very inspiring. But it started there because I started as an intern and, you know, just filing paperwork. But the thing was, I kind of took advantage of that opportunity to learn some of the terminology, to learn how the process worked. So eventually it went from internship to part-time to full-time, and now I work there remotely. And also just seeing like, especially back home in Washington County, how people are treated by the criminal justice system. Like a lot of times people don't realize the choices that they have. Like so many people take plea deals. They don't have to take plea deals, and they don't know. So seeing the lack of knowledge kind of solidified my purpose to enhance that and to provide people with good experiences with the law. So
Gotcha. Okay, that's what's up. So talk to me about Central. Why Central? I know, you know, I heard rumors about Central being one of the best law schools for, you know, black law schools in the nation and everything. But why Central?
Okay. So first off, gotta shout out my legal eagles because they are amazing. But honestly, so I went to Campbell for undergrad.
Okay.
Predominantly white institution. And Campbell was great, but I knew that's not what I wanted for my law degree. Like I knew I wanted to be around my people. I wanted to, you know, feel like I belonged all the time. So that was really, really big factor in it. The other factor in it was when I was like touring law schools and trying to figure out where I wanted to go. When I came up to Central, the director of admissions put me in for a hug. It wasn't no shaking hands. He straight up put me in for a hug. It was like, I'm glad to have you here.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, that made me feel like so comfortable. You know, they showed me around and everything was good. I know so many people who graduated from Central Law and, you know, are doing great things and going back to their communities and doing great things. So
that's what's up.
Had my heart from the start.
That's what's up. So like, talk to me about the most interesting thing you've seen. If you can, talk to me about it because I know y'all got NDAs and whatnot that y'all can't talk about. But what's one of the most interesting things that you may have seen in law school as far as like I know y'all have case studies, right, and whatnot. So talk to me about a case study when it just popped out to you, nah, that's wrong. And I can tell it's a black man or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Talk to me about one of those studies, man.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, let me think. Okay, 1L year, which is like 1L is like the first year of law school. So 1L year, it happened in um contracts, a contracts class. I'm like, you probably like contracts, really? But contracts is a place where it's so easy to enter into a contract. A lot of times you get like even when you agree to terms and conditions online, you are agreeing to a contract. So we contract
Wow.
all day long. So it's kind of like that was really important to me. But it was this one case. It was a case about an extreme home makeover, the TV show. So
Yeah.
it was like 5 kids, and I believe their parents had passed away, and so they were left into the care of like their uncle or their aunt or something like that. And so they like got them a new home. Like they were living with these people, and the extreme makeover people gave the people a new home.
Mm-hmm.
But then the kids' names weren't on the deed.
Damn.
Like, okay, these kids about to grow up. Like y'all buying them cars and stuff to go to school and stuff with, but they need somewhere to live too. Because basically, what happened was the oldest one ended up getting into like a little bit of a situation with the people who were taking care of them,
Yeah.
and um, they basically threatened to kick the kids out the house. And so it all went
Oh,
back to the contract. And these kids were black kids. So it all went back to the contract. The kids signed the contract
damn.
with the kids, and they didn't know what they were signing. So basically, they signed over the house to the people who took care of them. So it was like this big legal battle or whatever. But
Damn.
the court ended up ruling in favor of the kids because the way that they went about signing the contracts and all that was just wrong. The legal term is unconscionable. It shocks
Yeah.
the core that people would even do this. And so that was the first time I was like, dang, like
That's crazy. That's
um,
crazy, man.
but go ahead.
So like I was gonna ask you about like, have you ever thought about like being an entertainment lawyer, or like, because I know we talked, you know what I'm saying, in Messenger, and you said you wanted to do criminal, justice or criminal law. What about like entertainment or like being an agent, something like that? You ever thought about that, or you just was like, you know what, nah, I'm focused on this is what I want to do, and
I thought
nothing.
I thought about
Okay.
it, but I took a class dealing with that over the summer. Um, and the class wasn't bad. Like the professor was amazing. She was an agent, and she did a lot of work with a lot of like sports athletes. Um,
Yeah,
so it was good, but it's just not my thing. Like I wouldn't mind, like if I ever had an opportunity, of course I would take it.
I
But
got you.
it's way more to the contracts and way more to all of that and the endorsements and there's so much to it. I don't know if I can deal with that headache all day, every day.
I got you. I got you. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Like I asked because, like, I know everyone when I went to school at Elizabeth City State, there was like, man, I want to be an agent. I want to be an agent. I want to be an agent. But they didn't realize they had to go do this undergrad and go to law school on top of that to learn these clauses and whatnot. And I'm like, dang. So I didn't know. I so
I have a lot of friends though who actually are thinking about getting into like agency law and all that. So um,
yeah.
that might be cool.
Dang. So, all right. So, talk to me about um, Washington D.C. What happened in Washington D.C.? Your thoughts on like the nation as it stands. 45 versus 46. What Trump did versus what Biden said he's going to do. Um, what do you think?
So I can't say what happened at the Capitol was any surprise. I mean, if you're a black person in America, we live in two different Americas. You got white America, you got black America. So
Real,
it was not
real,
a surprise at all.
real.
I will say, even though I'm not a fan of 45, I will say it takes some type of genius. I don't know what type of genius, but it takes some type of genius to be able to tap into these people in the backwater swamps that haven't voted in years, haven't voted since Reagan. They're able to tap into them, and and whether you do it by how he did it, by violence and inciting fear and all that, I will say that's some type of genius. It might be, I don't know, but I will say that now, as far as what happened on the Capitol, as a law student who is literally trying to further democracy, like my heart hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I was at work when this happened, and all of a sudden on the TV, you just see headlines going across: attack on the Capitol, attack on the Capitol. And so I'm like, what is going on? And just to know, like, that this was planned, like this wasn't something that just happened. This was something that was planned, something that was thought out, something that was incited by the highest office that you can get in this of like that's wild to me. Say it's even more wild as somebody who was out there in the summer protesting with Black Lives Matter, to see the response to peaceful protesting for a human right versus people literally attacking Capitol, where senators, the people who make our laws, y'all rushing up in there, and to see that it was met with little to no force. Y'all can't tell me that you ain't know these people was gonna come to the Capitol. We live in social media where everybody put everything on the internet. No, you can't tell me you didn't know. And so it was just like, it was a bunch of emotions when I saw it. I mean, for the president to be sitting literally across the street looking out the window in the street seeing what's going on, not saying nothing, calling these people good people when they're trying to run up on senators, like
it's crazy because, like you say, my heart hurts because, like, I heard a white man tell me himself, had it been brown people, I know he wanted to say black, but he said, had it been brown people, they would have been gunned down. It was, man, it was one of them, and I can't say, what happened is what happened. Rest in peace to her, but had it been us, it would have been a different story. It would have been multiple. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because it has been multiple. I mean, people getting shot at Black Lives Matter protests all the time.
All the time. And it's too many situations of them going to Burger King or walking away, you know what I'm saying, with an AR-15 in their arm, different shit, plenty of different shit. And I'm like, yo, I ain't asking, not to shoot us, but treat us like you treat them. That's all I'm asking.
And I mean, speaking from the Black woman perspective, like, Black women are some of the least protected people in America. So to see that, like, play in front of my eyes, like, was just, it enraged me. And enraged me to the point where it's like, we're not asking for y'all to put us on a pedestal. We're asking for y'all to treat us like you treat them. And to see them running up, like literally running up with whole machine weapons. I mean, I don't know if you saw the video of them chasing the Black Capitol officer or whatever. And
no.
You ain't seen that video?
No.
See, this is when they got into the building, and they were calling for backup, and it was this Black dude, I can't remember his name, but he at Biden's inauguration, he actually escorted them to the ceremony or whatever. But like literally, like he was literally like legit running from a crowd of people, like trying to tell them to back up, like. And I'm just thinking the roles were reversed.
Exactly. You got the lady that walk in the wrong house and shoot the man eating a bowl of ice cream. And I'm like, hold on, let that be us, and we walk in the wrong house and shoot somebody eating a bowl of ice cream. Like, we out of here. Like, we are done.
I think the rhetoric around it too, like, call them what they are. Call them insurrectionists. Call them rioters. Like, don't call them protesters, because that's beyond protesting.
You ain't lying, man.
That's beyond your First Amendment right to protest at that point.
You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. Like, it's different people. Like, they lady from California and all this other stuff, man. Like So we gonna switch subject real quick because I feel myself getting a little, But so talk to me about law school, being a black woman, young black woman in law school. Um, what are like some of your challenges, man? Like, you have any adversities or challenges, uphill battles? What you got going?
Yeah, so I feel like something a lot of people don't talk about with law school is the financial situation. Like
Yeah,
I've been working since I could work, so I've always had some type of cash flow coming in. And then I get to law school, and they're like, "Oh, you can't work your first year of law school."
man.
And most schools, kind of impose this, and they make exceptions sometimes. But again, coming from having cash flow all the time to only getting the refund and having to live off of a refund,
Yeah,
an
yeah.
adjustment. So, budgeting was a really, really hard part my first semester in law school. Um, like really hard. I had to figure out stuff. It was a week I was just eating noodles, but got through it. Like I got through it. I think something else that, you know, they don't really start talking to you about from the beginning is the importance of networking.
Yeah,
Um, and that's with anything, but especially in law school because it's a very limited network. Like
yeah.
it's for black women, like black female attorneys, it's a very, very limited network. So
Dang.
it's important to go ahead and plug yourself in and get along with these people. And I will say, being at an HBCU, I feel like the way a lot of my counterparts that go to PWI law schools don't,
Mhm.
I may not face some of the same struggles that they do because they're always in white spaces. Like they're infiltrating into white spaces. So been there, done
True,
that, can do that again.
true.
But we face our own other um, setbacks because a lot of times when you say you go to a HBCU, people look at you like as if that's something wrong or as if that's a lesson. Um,
True,
and
true.
so, trying to get over that stereotype, even though when I say Central produces some of the best litigators in the state of North Carolina,
Yeah.
um,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely, definitely.
Central is really, really like that. But dealing with that, and then law school causes a lot of anxiety. So professors cold call on you. So basically, like you just get in the class and they be like, "Okay, Miss Young, like we about to go ahead and start with you." And they can stay on you for a case. They can stay on you for the whole class. You don't know what they finna ask you. Um, that whole process produces so much anxiety. Like
Dang,
just
dang.
all of nerves. So like working through that, I know people who have gained medical conditions since they've been in law school because it's a high intensity stress environment all the
That's crazy.
time. So
That's crazy.
but as far as being a black woman in law school, I'm just blessed to be at Central where it's a lot of other black women. Um some of the administration and faculty at Central is amazing, like amazing.
Got you. That's what's up, man. So, like, as a lawyer, do you have to have like a lawyer voice or like a gimmick or like a you know, so to speak, weighted. You remember the movie Mo Money with the lawyer, you know what I'm saying? He was a Reverend Mac Daddy dude, and then you remember my cousin Vinny with Joe Pesci. Do you got to have like a little gimmick? You know what I'm saying? To be a lawyer, to be a good lawyer or like a well-known lawyer.
Yeah, you gotta do some code switching. Um, how I'm talking to you right now, I wouldn't talk like this in court. I'll be waiting for
Man, let your hair down. Let your hair down. Man, you see my background. You see, man, my little bit of ass. You know what I'm saying? Man, let your hair down, fuck it.
like you have to have a little bit of code switching. But I think a lot of people take that the wrong way because even though you can code switch to kind of align with your environment, like you are still you at the end of the day. You're still
True.
a person and you want your personality and how genuine you are because
It's
a lot
true.
of people don't have the perception that lawyers are genuine.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to have your personality and stuff come through. So I don't know if it's gonna be as bad as no money, but you gotta have a little bit of it. I will say most lawyers are fast talkers. So it's very easy for them to make people feel lost or make people feel less than. But
I got you. I got you. So like I always heard that lawyers are like captain of liars. They can go in and steal the grease out of biscuit. Biscuit won't crumble. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean honestly, you know, you've been in class and you've had to flip some stuff, right? You had to flip a case to where, you know what I'm saying, the guy looked innocent, but he red-handed caught. He red-handed caught. How can you, with a good conscience, being a hardy country girl, go in and say, you know what? This man didn't do this. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Honor, he did not do this.
okay, so you gotta have a little finesse, okay? Because
okay.
you want to put things in a light that's most favorable. Look, that's the legal terms coming out. You want to put it in a light that's most favorable to your client. And so, you know, what one person may say they had intent to do, you might can say, okay, that may have been some of their intent, but that wasn't the main reason they did it. You know, it's just two different sides of a coin. What they say is three sides to the truth. You know, what happened, what they said happened. Like, you know, like
dang.
It's just a matter of, and you know, there's ethic guidelines too. Like you can't just go up in there and straight lie. Like so, it's ethic guidelines and stuff to that. But
you ain't trying to give up too much of the game. You ain't trying to give up too much of the game.
You just want to do what's in the best interest of your client. You know.
so like, what do you feel about people going and representing themselves? Like people going and saying, like, you know, it could be something major, something minor, and them going in and say, you know what, I don't need no lawyer. They're gonna give me a court appointed. What's the process of that? First off, scratch all that. What is a court appointed lawyer, and are they pro bono? Are they free, or what's up with the
court appointed attorneys are not free? So basically, how the whole court appointed process works is when you go to court, the judge is going to ask you if you are represented. If you're not, they're going to ask you, do you want to represent yourself or do you want a court appointed attorney? And so if you say you want a court appointed attorney, then they basically stop right then and there. They send you to the magistrate office. You go fill out forms about your income. And based on your income, you might be eligible for a court appointed attorney. Most of the time, so basically, court appointed attorneys are not free. So it's basically the client doesn't have to pay anything out of pocket right then and there, but attorneys are paid on the back end. So after they finish the case, they submit it's called a fee application, and it's at a set rate of, like, I think it's like $55 an hour or $50, which is really cheap. Really cheap for lawyers. And so they put the amount of hours that they put in. They have to usually provide documentation, and they get paid from the state. But now the state come back on the client when them taxes come.
Damn. So
they take it out the taxes, and it won't be like all at once. They might spread it out over a few years.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, like, is there like a hierarchy for being a lawyer? Like, when you first come out of law school, do you have to be a court appointed? Then do you go to a firm and then do you travel up? Like, is it like that, or how does it?
It's not a hierarchy. Most of the time it's easier to get on with like court appointed because that's done at like the district level. And they're always looking for people to, to help out with court appointed because it's so many people, not enough lawyers. But you could come straight out of law school and start a firm if you want to. You can do anything once you get that JD degree and pass that bar, which is a whole nother subject. But yeah, it's no hierarchy. You can start off doing what you want. The only thing is, like, if you want to be a judge, it's usually like understood that you practice law for a few years at least before you run for a judge or something.
Dang. So, like, is there a bar for every state, or like, do you have to? Was it like a universal, or?
There's something called the uniform bar exam. So like states can opt into this exam, and like if you pass this exam, this general exam, You only have to take like a smaller section of the NC bar exam. Um,
Okay.
the NC bar exam is specific to NC law, so you
Okay.
the North Carolina law to pass that. And it's a lot of a lot of states. Most states are opting into it, but I think it's like 14 or 15 states that don't do it. So you would have to take their individual bar exam.
Gotcha. Okay. So like, how? Damn, that's what's up, man. Like, so like, there's so many possibilities of being a lawyer. So like, if like when you take the test, is there like a specific section that you're taking, or you're taking everything for the bar? Like everything is thrown in the bar.
It's everything. So it's set into like 2 days. The first day is like the essays and the multiples, and then the I don't know if they're still doing the oral part because of COVID, but I don't even know if they're still doing it. Period. But there used to be like an oral part to the bar too. You had to like get up and do arguments. But
Damn,
yeah, so
that's crazy.
but yeah, so now it's like 2 days split into like I think it's like multiples one day, and then the other day is like essays. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Damn. So like, did you have to take like an exam to get into like the law school at NC State? I mean, not NC State. I'm sorry, but Central. Um, did you had to take a law? I mean, an exam or like write an essay or whatever to get in there?
So the application process starts with the LSAT, the national admission test. So it's set up into like um, a logic part. It's set up to like reading comprehension, and it's like other little things that they test you on, like logical reasoning. And so you take that first usually, and you can score. I think you can score up to like a 180. I think it's from like 120 to 180 or something.
Okay.
Um, and so, the goal is always to be somewhere in the middle. I did pretty well on the bar exams. I mean, the LSAT. So thank God. And so after the LSAT, you just start applying to the school, and usually they require you to submit the application itself, um, resume, a personal statement. A personal statement is real important because that's how they get to know you. Like this is your
Yeah.
time to say, this is why I deserve to be in law school. Here's why. Um,
Damn.
so yeah, the application process wasn't super bad for me. I knew I wanted to practice in North Carolina, so I knew I wanted to go to school in North Carolina. So
Yeah.
um, I applied mostly to North Carolina law schools, and then I applied to Howard. But yeah, yeah.
Damn. That's what's up, man. So like, what's the process? You say you want to be a judge. How do you get there? Like, how many years do you have to practice law? You have to go to school to be a judge. Like, what's the?
So the same degree that I'm getting to be a lawyer is the same degree for a judge. So it's no additional school, but becoming a judge is political,
Okay.
as it is an elected office. So
Okay. Okay. Okay.
the most traditional way to plug in to be a judge, at least here in North Carolina, is pass the bar. A lot of people go to work for like the district attorney's office,
Yeah.
because that'll kind of like get your foot in. You want to make sure you're real good with like your local bar association chapter because
Yeah.
those have a lot to do with the elections. Um, just make sure that you're doing what you're doing and you're doing it right. You have a good name for yourself, a good reputation. Um, and some people don't even go into like the whole prosecuting part. Some people just, go from being a defense attorney to a judge. But like I said, it's political. So
Dang.
it does require, networking and running and campaigning and all that. So
Okay.
you don't have to practice. If I'm not mistaken, you don't have to practice law for a certain amount of time. Um,
Okay.
but
That's what's
it
up.
tests like your knowledge. So
Okay. So like, do they? God, man,
yeah.
that's crazy. Like, with so much stuff going on in the world, man. As a lawyer, like, how do you keep yourself, safe? Um, they're attacking our community. They're attacking Black women. Um, I seen a video a couple years ago when I think it was like a prosecutor in Florida got pulled over by some police officer or whatever, and he was talking crazy to her or whatever. So, like, how do you keep yourself safe in this day and time in this community?
It's that's a very hard question. I had one of my good friends in law school. She was like, I travel back home a lot to see the family. She was like, you know, whenever you travel, just make sure you got on a NCCU law shirt.
Come on, man.
Like, you know, I'm thinking like, what? And like one time, you know, I was traveling back and forth, and the police was following me like for a while, and he pulled me over. And I had a tail light that was busted or whatever. And I ain't gonna lie, as soon as he pulled me over, like my heart started beating. But I listened to her, and I had on my NCCU shirt.
Yeah,
About was I in law school and stuff, and he didn't give me a ticket for it. But I'm just thinking that could have went completely different.
it could have, man. It could have. Like, that's what people don't understand. Like, I've heard a couple people um tell me about their privilege as white people. That's crazy. It's been times where a white girl's told me, you know, if my son breaks down on the side of the highway, and there's a housing community right there next door, he can walk up to the door and knock on the door. But your kid can't do that.
Right.
Your son or daughter can't walk up to a door and get a friendly face and a telephone to use. Right. Be asked to come inside from the heat or the cold. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's levels to this game, man. It's levels to it. Like, are there are there any Caucasian or white people in your class? Really?
Yes. One of my really, really good friends, which I love her so much. She is a white woman, but she recognizes her privilege and she uses her privilege to do what she's supposed to do. So I appreciate that about her. But is everybody like that? Of course not.
I was just going to ask you about that. I was just going to ask you, do you show them, the ones that don't realize it, do you kind of show them what's going on?
Oh, I have to.
Yeah.
That's my obligation. I would be doing the Black community a disservice if I didn't. But yeah, like I'm trying to decide if I could talk about this. So one time, you know, we were in class and we were kind of discussing the climate, what was going on. And our professor kind of asked us, you know, our thoughts about everything. And you know, everybody gave their opinion. We always keep it respectful. But this was a predominantly Black class, of course. We're at Central, so predominantly Black class. One of the students, who was a white student, you know, said something that could have been taken the wrong way. And some people took it the way that, I'm not gonna say it was wrong, but some people took it the way that they took it. And so, you know, even at a HBCU, you experience those types of things. Like you experience these conflicting views, because you got to think, when people come to any type of institution, any type of education, they're still a person. They still have their views. They still have their ways. So yeah, you experience stuff like that all the time. Now, the way that you handle it, especially now that, you know, lawyer stuff, you know, you kind of expected to handle it differently and in a more, what's the word I'm looking for? A more graceful way.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So I can't say my reaction now would have been my reaction a couple years ago. But yeah, you see it all the time.
Man, it's crazy, man. I want to ask you, like, do y'all watch like movies in school, like, or like clips from different movies, or like, are y'all encouraged to watch? And are the movies reality? Are the TV shows and the movies reality as far as what goes in to these, you know, conversations with the judge behind closed doors and chambers and whatnot?
Honestly, in my opinion, it's 50. Like, the stuff in the movies, you can have some truth to it. Like, they definitely got some truth to it. We live in a corrupt criminal justice system.
Yeah, true.
They just take bribes every day. Prosecutors take bribes. Like, they give bribes. Like, it's all types of
Dang.
There's all type of corruptness in the criminal justice system. Even at like the law enforcement levels, all type of stuff.
Dang.
But yeah, we do watch movies and clips, or not like in class, but they recommend us to like watch movies and clips. We watch documentaries and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so what you see in the TV shows and the movies is sometimes a bit over exaggerated because some of that stuff wouldn't even fly. Like the worst thing ever. It was a Tyler Perry movie called A Fall from Grace.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was talking about it. And so I was, as a law student, I'm sitting there analyzing everything legal about it. And I was just confused about why this case was even in court because habeas corpus, you got to show the body. So like the whole movie, they was like they never saw the body, and I'm like, well, why are we talking about this?
Damn. See, I ain't know that. God, dog, man.
That's what I mean about like so a lot of the stuff is real, but again, it's kind of over exaggerated too because a lot of this stuff wouldn't even fly in real life. So
dang, that's crazy. Like that's crazy. So like, are you going to get into like the drug offenses? Are you going to try to legalize marijuana? Are you going to try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's hell? Like, I mean, what's up? Like,
do I think marijuana criminalized? I don't think it should be criminalized at all. Um, I think economically, I think legalizing or at least decriminalizing, at least.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like the economic benefits that could have for a state, like I feel like it would just be so great. Like it would have great economic benefits. So I think that's something that a lot of states kind of skip over because all they think about is like drug dealers. Like
Gotcha. Yeah.
but yeah, I definitely want to do drug offenses because I feel like again it's over penalized, like especially when it comes to black men. Like even something as simple as in North Carolina, driving my license revoked is a misdemeanor. People don't realize that, but that driving my license revoked is like the number one reason why a lot of black men in North Carolina have criminal histories. And it's something as simple as not being able to afford the DMV fees as the reason why people don't have their license. So you get pulled over by a trooper and they tell you, yeah, we're giving you this ticket, you can just pay it off. No, don't just pay it off because when you do that, you're saying you're guilty of a misdemeanor. Go to court, try to get your license back, figure out what you need to do to get your license back, go to court. The judge will work with you if they see what you're doing. And any attorney will tell you, don't plead to drive my license revoked. It's something so simple. And it frustrates me to think about how the troopers tell you to pay it off without telling you what that means. Um, so yeah, I definitely want to issues that
So even the seatbelt ticket.
yeah, anytime you just pay a ticket off, you are pleading guilty to whatever you're paying off. Anything.
So if I go to court, they can bust it down to something else.
Yeah, they can reduce it, and that's what you want. You want like, for example, let's say you get a speeding ticket, right? And you don't pay it off. You can go to court. You can do like a little 4-hour class. It's probably like $40, and it's like you can skip through it. It's like a crash course of driver's ed. So you already know this stuff. You do the little course. You can do it online now because of COVID. You print out the little certificate. You take the certificate to court. You ask the judge to get it reduced to a non-moving violation, either improper equipment or a city code. You ask them to reduce it to that most of the time, or you ask the DA to reduce it. Most of the time, they'll reduce it because you did the little course,
That's
and
crazy.
you don't get points on your license or your insurance. So imagine somebody is in this situation and they're like 2 points from having their license suspended. That just saved them from having their license suspended.
Yeah, that's real, man.
So yeah, like it's so much stuff that they like.
So like, talk to me about okay, so you want to do criminal law. Um, where do you see yourself starting? Do you want to? You said you want to stay in North Carolina. Do you want to move to like um Raleigh? Well, you're already in kind of Raleigh area. Like, do you want to move to like Charlotte? Do you want to, you know what I'm saying, go to a little country town, start you something? You know what I'm
Everybody
saying?
always asks this question. Like I said, my heart is back with Eastern North Carolina, so I'm
Okay.
going. Like I don't plan to, stay up here full time or anything. Like I want to go home and help the people back home. Um, Now, starting off, I'll probably just go back to the firm that I've been working at. Work there for a while. And if I can start something of my own, definitely gonna start something of my own.
Hey,
I'm going like
Yeah, I'm gonna
that's
probably
my
cut this
heart.
part out too. But yeah, but yeah, man, I'm proud of you. Like really. Um, based off of how we grew up, based off of the hardships that you had to overcome early in life. You overcame obstacles, a lot of them.
That's facts.
Um, we had similar situations at a point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, didn't know where our next meal was coming from.
Facts.
Didn't know how the light bill or the water was getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
But all we know is we had big brother, and in your case, big brother, big sister.
Mm-hmm.
Um, speak on what you're gonna do once you get yourself established, man. Like, what do you plan on doing once you have yourself situated? Like, do you want to create something for the family? You said you spoke on your own practice. Do you want to
Yes.
start something and give somebody a helping hand? But like, you know what? Come on, I got
So
you.
I have so many plans. But starting like I do, it would be ideal to either have my own practice or be like a partner or an owner in another practice.
Okay.
It might happen, might not. We don't know. But um, wherever I go, I always tell my family when I make it, y'all make it. Because
You already know.
without them folks, I don't know where I would be. Like I wouldn't even be here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely like if I got the room to, help somebody out, I'm gonna do it. Especially if I got my own practice and can find something for them to do. Like because there's so many parts to having your own practice because you got like the business side, but you also have like practicing the law side. So it's plenty for everybody to do.
Yeah.
Um, but not beyond wanting to have my own practice. I want to start like a nonprofit or like some type of something for the community, specifically the kids, the youth. I know that the rec was a big part for a lot of people growing up. A lot of people growing up.
Yeah.
Um, and I noticed because my dad used to drive the bus for the rec, so
Yep.
I know
Yep. 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 Yep.
the rec center just it doesn't get the funds that it needs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people take the rec serious like they used to. So
Yeah.
providing funds to places like that or building a new rec center with higher equipment and better things, better tools. Creating after school programs for kids. Doing stuff for the kids like school drives and providing like meals. It's just so much I want to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I understand it, man. You know, I see you because Denisha Northley, me, I went to school with her, your brother went to school with her, your sister went to she's the principal at Plymouth High now.
oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, and I was teaching at Union. I was the PE teacher at Union, and she was the sixth grade math teacher. And she was talking to me about going back to school and doing all this stuff. Man, once you get yourself situated and you come on back, I'm gonna speak it in existence. You get that job back with Cole Phelps, and you come on back, get with her. I would love for you to go and speak at the school once the world opens back up.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole purpose for this podcast is for kids to know, for us to know that we don't have to shoot a basketball or throw a football to make money for our family,
Facts.
right? You feel me? So you can make it off of things that you read or defending somebody, not physically but mentally. You know what I'm saying? With your words, you feel me? So and that's what you doing. You out here defending people, not you fighting for them, but not in a sense of physical. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that, man. And I would love for you to get with her, two strong, powerful black women.
You said Denisha Norfleet?
Yep, Denisha Norfleet. I would love for you to get with her. Um, get with her, see if you can speak at the school or see if you can do something with her at the school, or y'all can come up with some organizations or come up with something. 'Cause I would love that.
Yeah,
I would love that.
I I love Washington County. They born and bred there, and it's a need for people to come back home. It's a need to fund resources into the county, specifically for the Black people and the minorities there.
Yeah, definitely,
It's a
definitely.
need for that. And I know a lot of people who do go back home and they don't stay because
Yeah,
it's so underfunded and so under resourced. So
yeah,
it's important for me to not only go home but make sure I stay there and make a difference.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Like it's so much, that you can do. My wife, she's in the health field, and I was telling her, she does it from time to time. She goes and does like health consultations and whatever. But I'm like, you get with a group of Black women that do separate things, man. And y'all be like Captain Planet, like y'all, like real talk, like man, for real. Because if you're a lawyer, you got a principal, you got a health care professional, then you got somebody that do hair, then you got somebody that do nail. Y'all some powerful motherfuckers because it's like all y'all are professionals in your own right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can move mountains because shoot, man, like bro.
No, that's facts. That's facts. Everybody got their specialized interest and using that to help the greater good. Like that's that's facts.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Like I say, I love what you're doing. Um, I love what your sister's doing. I love what your brother's doing. I love what all my family's doing. Sometimes, it takes us to do better to motivate others, man. Because when I saw you going up, I said, "Little cuz doing her thing, man." I'm proud of her, man. I'm proud of her, man. Like, then your sister came and bust me in the head with the daggone lip gloss and the makeup. I shot, and I'm like, yo, come on, man. I'm proud of y'all. For
I appreciate
real. Oh,
it.
man,
You too, Chris. You doing big things.
I've been trying. Like, I done had a little hiccup. I done failed trying to get back up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still here. I'm still standing. You know what I'm saying? So I can't complain, man. I can't complain. So I'm trying to bust into another field now. I'm actually I got my air conditioning license. So
Okay.
I got that last year. So I'm trying to bust into that field or whatnot. Start my own little business. I want to do like outdoor kitchens, gas piping, outdoor kitchen. Do like some you know brick oven stoves and what I'm saying, stuff like that, outdoor designs and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I want to do something different off the wall. You know what I'm saying? So I just
No, I feel it. I'm gonna keep you on speed dial when I start building my house.
I mean, I'm trying to get my experience right now as we speak. No cap, like I said, man, because I'm like this. I can work for somebody, cool. But if I can work for myself, get this experience, work for myself, and start, what I'm saying, building something that my daughter could have, what I'm saying, and they'll be different.
Generational wealth is key. Okay,
It's key, man.
especially for our people, because we're 400 years behind, bro. Like we ain't got no time to be playing these games. Like
We
we got
don't.
something for
We don't. We don't. And my whole thing is I don't have a problem with working for somebody. Don't have a problem, but my issue is how much is my time worth? You know what I'm saying? Like if my time to you, if 8 hours of my time to you is worth $13.54, I think I can find a little bit something better to do with my time. You
facts.
know what I'm saying? Like even though it kind of hurt a little bit, and now I'm just trying to like my whole thing cause of this. I'd rather do something that I went to school for, right? I didn't did the PE stuff. They did that. At my last job, I was a electrician on government crafts. Let's just say that. I'm not gonna say what exactly it was because it's not so much I can say, but I was an electrician on government crafts, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what am I gonna do with this? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to go right back to school. We had to go to school like every 2 months. 3-hour class, and we had to pass a class to keep our job and shit. Like you took, you had 3 chances to fail the class. If you fail the class 3 times, then you don't have a job, pretty much. So I'm like, I got my HVAC already, and I don't have to take another class. All I got to do is get my experience, and then 2 years I can get my mechanical license. Get my mechanical license, I can do change out, whole system changes. Boom, I'm straight. Start with a 1-man crew. $300, $300, $300, $1,500. I'm straight.
Thanks. I was, it's been a debate about like raising the minimum wage to $15. But just thinking like right now, a minimum wage is $7.25. How is anybody supposed to live off of that?
Man, look.
And I ain't knocking nobody that is, but how do you live off of that? I mean, if you let's just think about this logically. That's like what 2.5 gallons of gas.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Like it just, we got to get out the mentality that we have. Like even my granddaddy, like our grandparents, they work for somebody else all their lives. It's all they know. They don't encourage entrepreneurship. Like
yeah.
And I'm just thinking like that narrative got to change because
yeah.
the people that people are working for. Like
yeah. Like you have to work for a purpose, and the purpose for me isn't retirement from that job. The purpose for me is to gain experience so I can take this experience and do my own shit. Right. Because if I can't do that, then why am I working with you for?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm an auto mechanic and I'm working at the Nissan dealership for the past 15 years and I can't go and do my own oil changes and take motors out and fix transmissions, man, I done wasted my time. What am I wasting my time for? You know what I'm saying?
The goal is not to be working for somebody. And knowing what I know now about like corporations and stuff, like it's definitely like they don't care about me. I'm just another person on the assembly line. Like
exactly. That's why I had to get out from man. I work with 9,999 other people. They ain't give a damn about me. Look, man, all they cared about is if I hit my little badge through that machine to make sure I can go in that turnstile. They ain't care. They ain't care about nothing else.
Yeah. So I'm definitely happy that you working on your own. That's
man. I'm trying, man. Like I say, sometimes we, life throws us lemons. We gotta make limeade sometimes because the lemons don't turn sour. So sometimes you got to twerk it. You got to tweak it a little bit. So, but is there anything else you want to run down on? Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. I just feel like, we had this whole thing with the election, which, it was a real big push to get people out to vote. But it's so important to vote in local elections and stuff too. The president is important, but he don't affect that policy doesn't affect your day-to-day life. These people who you elect as county commissioners, these people who you elect as school board, people on the school board, the people that you're putting into these positions locally is what's going to directly affect your day-to-day life. So you need to know who these people are. You need to hold them accountable. You need to ask questions. You need to participate in them Zoom town hall meetings.
That's true, man. That's so true. That's so true.
That is so important. Because at the end of the day, when you have a problem, you don't call the president. You call your local law enforcement agency.
Oh, could say that then. Good God. Look, man, my biggest thing is policing the police. Like I say often, man, it says protect and serve on the side of their vehicle, but who are they protecting and serving?
Who are they protecting and serving?
Is it themselves or is it us? Is it them over there? Is it them folk down there? Who is it, man? Because it damn sure ain't us. So, man, I respect that. I respect that, man. Like you say, change locally first. That should be the first thing on your menu is change locally. Then you can go outside. Because if you can't change what's around you, how you expect to go and talk to the president about what's going on in the state of North Carolina? Exactly. Or you can't even change what's going on in Littleton and Hertford. Man, shit.
Hertford. Have you ever watched the Hertford County?
Well,
you'll find that later. What happened? County commissioner meetings.
No.
Oh my god.
What happened?
Yeah, they be getting bucking them and them.
What?
Yeah.
For real.
They be going off. They're very entertaining to watch. I will say.
For real. I'm gonna have to check it out, man. It's a bunch of country black folks, a bunch of country white folks going at it. I got to see it, boy. Oh Lord, have mercy, man. So
if you ever get the chance, please watch it.
I got you. I show. Is it on YouTube?
I think it's on like their Facebook page, like the Town of Hertford Facebook page.
All right, bet. So cuz, I mean, where can they find you at if they want to follow you? What's your Instagram? What's your Twitter? You know, are you on Clubhouse? What's Clubhouse? Oh, Clubhouse is this little app. It's like you go in and have a chat room and it'd be celebrities up there, 21 Savage and comedians and all that stuff like that up there. I mean, if you want to invite, I got you. It's
on the socials.
Okay, yeah. It's invite only. You know what I'm saying? It's only for iPhone. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever want to get down, just you know what I'm saying, hit me up on the Facebook. Then feel me.
Gotcha. Okay, but yeah. Instagram is at especially NiNi. So that's ESPECIALLY NINI. I hate when people say NENE. That's no. Twitter is, what is my Twitter? Is it the same? Yes, at especially NiNi. Twitter is my favorite app. The black comedy on Twitter is undefeated.
Yeah.
Facebook too is just Shanisha Young. But yeah.
Okay, man. So what you been watching, man? Like what you been listening to? Like what's on your playlist? You know what I'm saying? Before you get ready for these law classes, you know, what you listening to?
Okay, so in the morning I usually start off with like some Kevin Gates or something.
Okay.
Start off with like while I'm doing work and stuff, I'm listening to like Givian, her, SZA, Smino,
you fought with me. That's right. You fought with me. That's my boy. That's my boy there.
You know, real chill, laid back music. I don't really listen to rap like that. I'm just not a rap. And when I'm having a hard day, I gotta bust out the 80s and 90s R&B. That's just,
come on, man.
That's just man. I'm talking about Q Sweat. I'm listening to Anita Baker. Like
okay. So give me 90s and early 2000s. Give me your 5 best R&B groups. 5 best R&B groups.
Oh, that's so hard.
Top 5. Top 5.
That's so hard.
What you got?
Only 5.
You got? What? You know what? We only got to go groups. Let's go albums. Albums or songs.
Gosh, why are you making this so hard? Okay. Chris, I ain't gonna be able to answer that one. I gotta do some thinking about that.
Okay. I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna let you live this time. Part 2, I need it from you. Now, part 2, I need it from you. I'm gonna let you live this time.
I got you.
Part 2, I need it from you.
Think of a group. I had to think of my favorite.
Okay.
It's not even. A lot of people don't even know this group, but Moke and Steph.
Moke and Steph. I heard it. I heard them before. What song?
Called He's Mine. Oh baby, when that song come on.
Oh, you talking about I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
That's my daddy had
the song.
My daddy had the cassette tape with just that song on
it. Yeah, man. That's an old song. Good, great. Moke and Steph.
That's the one.
Man, so all right, so that's all I got for you, cuz. That's the show. That's the show. I told y'all I'm gonna keep it for an hour, kept me a little bit over an hour. But you know what? Hey, I'm sorry. I mean, you got anything else? You done got comfortable. You done got comfortable, ain't you? You done got comfortable. You like this little podcast. You like this little. You like
I've been watching your episodes too. I've been telling Josh and Jasmine to go ahead and watch it.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it.
I got you.
So, which one so far has been your favorite? Which one did you like the most so far?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, I haven't finished the one where you posted. I forgot dude's name, but it was two dudes actually. The one that you just posted. Hold up.
Oh, you talking about Warren?
Yes.
Warren. Okay, yeah. So that one is crazy because Warren was just talking about like home equity. Cause I was thinking, I ain't gonna lie to you, cuz I was like, shoot, we bought this crib. Me and my old lady, my wife bought this crib for like 90. It's worth like 190 something. I was like, okay then, well shoot, I can take the little, you know what I'm saying, the little difference. I can go get that motherfucking Hellcat, you feel me? I go get that Hellcat. I go get that Hellcat. I ain't worried about it because I'm just borrowing off the house. You feel me? Man, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. We had a medical malpractice lawyer on. Mm-hmm. Now that one was pretty cool. You know, matter of fact, it'll be dope if I had both of y'all on the episode at the same time. Mm-hmm. So that way you can pick his brain, you know what I'm saying, like that. I know that's not what you want to go into, but him being a professional.
Know about different areas of the law.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He lives in New York, but he's from Greensboro. So you know what I'm saying. I want to introduce you to him, so that way you can network. You know what I'm saying. So that way, anytime, boom. Hey, I got a question about this, and this. Wow. All right, cool. Bet.
Wow. That would be dope. I would highly appreciate that.
It's done. Don't even worry about it. It's done. Don't even worry about it.